Frank Hoagland, thank you so much for sitting down with us today. The first question that I want to pose to you is, tell the voters in the Ohio Valley why you're the best man for the job, why you are the one that should be the state senator.
Really what I look at is how frustrated everybody is out here. We're all tired of the career politicians playing their political games, and the people just don't have a voice at the table. And that's going to be the difference that I'm going to make. That's why I'm going to be the best man for the job. My whole life has always been about the people around me. That's why I'm still alive today. Because if it wasn't for the person in front of me, people to my right, my left, and the people behind me, I wouldn't be here right now. So we need somebody who's going to go up there and focus on bringing people, putting people back to work. That's why.
Talk about how your experiences in life have prepared you to be someone that can create jobs, to tackle issues like heroin. How have your life experiences shaped you in that regard?
You know, 29 years of service to this great nation, defending the Constitution of the United States of America. That's a school of hard knocks, but it definitely educates you, all right? I have seen and been on almost every continent in the world. That's why I'm in almost every body of water. And when I look back, the drug issues that we have going on right now, we're not the only place. This is not the only area that has that issue. We got to focus on education. You know, during the drug wars, that's one of the things we were doing. I was involved with the drug wars. We had to focus on educating the people. This is bad stuff. You shouldn't be doing it. We had to bring communities together, you know. And those are the kind of things that we got to do. Leadership. When I look at the leadership that I have learned throughout my entire career, not only just in the military, but also elsewhere working for the United States government. I was a young ground commander. I had to lead people, you know, guys your age. I led them into combat, and I wanted to make sure that they made it home just as well as I did. So you got to have somebody that cares, somebody that's going to do the right thing even when no one else is looking.
A lot of people in this area look to you as a security and safety expert. Why do you want to be a senator? It just seems like such a leap.
Yeah, but it goes back to the very first question. You know, why am I doing this? Because we're frustrated. We're all frustrated. I own a small business. You're absolutely correct. And when I sit back and I look at the ropes that Darla and I had to go through to get that business off the ground, that was incredible. There's so much red tape. Look outside your window. Spent 29 years away from this area. This is what we called home. My whole life, I could not wait to get back home. And you look out that window, there's no smoke, is there? These people in this area have been raised to work. They love their work. They pride themselves. That brought them relevancy. When they built steel, that steel went into cars that you and I drove. And they could say, I built the steel that put in that car. I built the steel that runs that tank. We don't have that anymore. I'm frustrated along with all the other people. And that's what we got to do. We got to get somebody up in Columbus that's going to fight for the people. And I definitely know how to fight.
Is it fair in your mind to blame Lou Gentile for the shortcomings in the energy industry?
Blaming Lou Gentile for issues like that is, when you're a leader and you hold those positions, you should hold the responsibility of that position. And when your ship runs aground, then the leader's relieved. That's how it is in the military. And right now I see our ship running aground. It's not up to Frank Hoagland to be the only one that says that he is the one that failed this area. It's up to the people to figure that out. But from my world, when your leader runs it to the ground, you look outside, there's no smoke. We don't have industry anymore. We put coal mines, they're almost obsolete to this day. Yeah, we need a new leader. We need somebody that's willing to step up. Get rid of all the obstacles that the government has in place. You can't stand on the side of the river with your hands in your pockets hoping that somebody's going to throw you a bone. You got to go get it.
Your opponent, Lou Gentile, has the endorsement of the United Mine Workers. Does that concern you in any way? When you hear that, what do you think?
Well, if you look at it, the United Mine Workers also endorsed Senator Portman. And why did the Ohio Coal Coalition endorse a person like me? You know, everybody Everybody's getting divided today, and they're trying to figure out what the best thing is to do. And that's a good thing, because people in this area needs to group together. We need to build these communities so they can work together, but we need the leadership that's going to be up in Columbus that's going to make the right decision, that's for the people.
What specifically would you do once you got into office and you get to Columbus to bring jobs back to the Ohio Valley? What role do you think a state senator can play?
Well, infrastructure. We need to fight for the infrastructure, the funding to help out the small governments. We need to put the people first. And I'm not just talking about bricks and mortar for infrastructure, as you well know, because you drive these roads every day. All right? I still live on a dirt road. That's incredible. Now, we need to fix the roads, we need to fix the bridges, but just as importantly, we need technology. I work with a lot of U.S. government departments all over the nation, and they'd love to have the opportunity to use this area. But they can't, because we don't have the technology resources for them to tap into. Wouldn't you like to have fiber optics running throughout this entire area so that you don't drive down 22 and lose your cell phone service? When I was in Niger, Africa, that's the first time I've ever seen an iPhone 4S, and it was about 6 months to a year before you had them here in America. We need that infrastructure. We need somebody that's going to focus on the people. And that's going to bring and entice big businesses to include the government, because I know the government's trying to do other things also. That'll bring the government here. That's going to bring big businesses here. Gas and oil is going to need that resource. Right now, everybody's trying to ping off the satellite. That's expensive. When you can throw up an iPhone tower, a cell phone tower, and bounce off that cell phone tower and use it. Plus, the technology is going to improve our safety, our school safety. Your safety up here when I went through your mousetrap. So that's what we got to do. We have to have the ability to start looking at technology.
A lot of our local government officials have been frustrated for years, and they've told me this, because they feel as though our tax dollars are going to Columbus and they're not coming back. Whether that's the severance tax with oil and gas, whether that's on education. How would Frank Hoagland change that?
You know, I own a business here, and I see the same thing going on. Our tax money that comes out of our company goes to Columbus, and it doesn't come back here. My wife and my family, we own property where gas and oil is they're going to make money out of it. All right, where's the money for the property owners? And we're going to have to go fight that. We got to bring that up. We're going to have to bring that argument up, get to the right people, make the changes in the policies and the procedures and how that's all going to happen, and then make sure that the money that's made here stays here. Instead of Columbus being the ones taking our money and then sending what they want to back to us, no. We keep our money and then we send money to Columbus, should we elect to do so.
You may have already answered this in a roundabout way, but I want to be more direct. What do you think is the biggest problem in the Ohio Valley today, and how would you tackle it?
Jobs, jobs, jobs. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. I own a small company, a service-disabled veteran-owned small company, and every day we've got people beating on our door trying to get employment. Young people, old people, they don't have a job, and it goes back to the smoke. This area was, my grandmother, Frida Bates, when she owned a store right down in Mingo, when they filmed that movie Deer Hunter in it, that lady made some pretty good money from a little store, little coffee shop, and a little grocery store, because people had jobs. And I can remember as a little kid, this place was inundated with people with smiles on their face. Nowadays, they're just frustrated.
When you go to Columbus, if you should win this race, do you feel as though you'll be a representative for the Democrats as well? Or Democrats?
I am representing the people. I don't believe it's going to be a party that's going to be the end-all, say-all. It is the people. It wasn't the Army that won the war. It wasn't the Navy that won the war. It wasn't the Air Force that won the war. It wasn't just the Navy SEALs that won the war or the Army Delta. No, it was everybody together. This is our part of the world. Let's put some pride in it, build it back up the way it's supposed to be, if not even better. You know, I read this book with Gibran Cahill. It says, progress is not merely improving the past, it's looking towards the future. It's yours and mine right now. It's on us to lift us back up. the people that has the ability to do it. Lift this area back up, and let's get back to work and put smiles back on everybody's faces. That's what Frank Hoagland's all about.
One thing that's been talked a lot, I know it came up at the forum last week, and unfortunately you weren't there, was that Lou Gentile feels as though he's being linked too closely to Hillary Clinton, and then some would say that you're being linked to Donald Trump. When we talk about the presidential election and how that plays a role in the Ohio Valley, is that really important to you, whether or not?
No, that's not important to me. What's important to me is you. What's important to me are the people that's going to be watching this interview. Those, like I said, it's not about Frank Hoagland. It's about the people in front of me, the people to my left, the people to my right, and the people behind me. That's what it's about. Not a career politician is going to say what he's got to say. He gets 6 months off so that he can keep his job. No. Frank Hoagland is focusing on what I call swim buddies, boat crews, and commands. And that's what we got to do. We got to get together. It's going to take the people. It's going to take you people to build this, our area, our district back up, all the way from Carroll County down to Meigs County.
I have two questions left. One is, we were a big part of that forum and debate, so I just mentioned it. So I think it's fair to ask, why weren't you there last week? I know a lot of people were upset.
And Kevin answered that question twice for you. The answer has already been said. All right, here's the deal, folks. When Frank Hoagland gives his word, that's my word. My word is my bond. There is no ands, if, or buts about it. 2 months prior to your form that you gave us about a week and a half heads up that that was coming up. We already made a commitment to people in Carroll County. And I will own us up to my word.
Thank you very much. I think the last question I have for you is Lou Gentile, Frank Hoagland. Why should people select Frank Hoagland?
Because I'm the better man for the job. I'm the one that's going to care about the people. There is no ands, if, or buts about it.
That's it. That's all I have for you today. Thank you very much, Frank Hoagland. Appreciate you.
All right, you have a nice day.
Good luck on Election Day.